Hey people, so I'm a Seinfeld fan, and if you see Curb Your Enthusiasm, the seventh season was the reunion of the Seinfeld cast. Okay? Um, Amazingly, I wasn't going to buy this, because I already taped it, DVR'd it on TV when I first saw it, but I couldn't pass up the price. Okay, now watch this. Ultimate Electronics is closing, so everything there is 80% off. I bought this set for $6.59. $6.59. That is that's unbelievable, man. Unbelievable. $6.59 for the seventh season of Curb Your Enthusiasm. An HBO show. Let's see, what features does it have? Bonus features. The Seinfeld reunion. It can only happen on Curb. It's a featurette. Building the Seinfeld sets. They built the coffee shop and Jerry's apartment, and they update it, that to show that time has passed. So there's like new chairs in the coffee shop, and there's like Jerry has a new refrigerator and stuff like that in his apartment. Larry David as George Costanza, another featurette, and a Seinfeld moment on Curb, interviews with Larry David and the Seinfeld cast. It was an okay season for me. I mean, Curb, some of the previous... I think the third season of Curb was my favorite season. Okay. So, if you don't know what happens, Larry David got really depressed because his wife left him and stuff like that. And he decided to let's do the Seinfeld reunion show. Okay, so they rounded up all the actors, and the actual actors played like fictional versions of themselves in the show, okay? And we never saw an actual Seinfeld episode, okay? What happens is they do a table read, they rebuilt the set, and then we see like them rehearsing for the show, but we never actually see the show itself, okay? And throughout the season, we pick up more plot elements of that show, and we have to piece together what happened in the final episode. But we never actually see an actual Seinfeld episode, okay? It stayed on Curb. Because the last season, see, they finished filming and stuff like that, and I thought they're going to be like, Larry David sits down and watches the episode back, and then we would see the episode. But no, that never happened, okay? And what happened on the Seinfeld show, in that reunion show that they were talking about, is George got married, he was a millionaire, and he got divorced and lost everything because he invested in an iPhone application called the itoilet. And if you watch the Seinfeld show, you know that he's like that George is an expert in finding the best toilets wherever you are, and that was the application, the iPhone application. And Newman used that itoilet, and he was disappointed. And Elaine has a kid in the show, and Jerry donated the sperm, but the kid calls him uncle, so it's kind of funny. And what happened in previous episodes of Curb happened in the show, like cutting the hair of the doll and all that. It's brought up. And George tried to get back with his wife, and in the end they did. And there were other scenes, concerning Kenny Bania and Estelle Costanza, and I think Putty was in there too. Overall, we know what happens in the episode of that Seinfeld reunion. We just don't get to see that episode, okay? If you understand what I'm saying. Let's see. About the DVD itself, it's alright. I mean, there were two posters, okay? It still had Larry David talking to his therapist or whatever right there. But the therapist changed in the other poster. There is one poster where we see legs dangling, suggesting that the therapist or the psychologist hung himself listening to Larry David talk. Okay, here he's just like, I just want to get out of here. But there's another one where he's like, he hung himself. Okay, we see legs dangling in the back. So either one, I guess. Inside, nothing spectacular. Okay, we see the same thing, front and back. Inside, we see an episode guide. And the disc look exactly the same. So nothing special really on the inside. And it's just 10 episodes the whole season. So It's not a long season either, so we got to see the characters. And you know what? Jason Alexander and Julia, they've made previous guest starrings in the show, as themselves. But this is the first time we see like all four of the main cast together, and it's good, But I wish we actually see an actual episode of Seinfeld instead of it being like in the background. You know what I'm saying? Like in the last episode, the season finale, Larry David sits down in front of his TV and watches the episode that they filmed. Okay, and I thought that it would just fade away, and then we would see that episode, and then it would fade back, and we see him, I don't know, rewinding it and watching it back. But we never actually see the Seinfeld episode, and I was kind of disappointed by that. I mean, we know what happens, okay, but because they did rehearsals, a table read, and we get like pieces of the plot and pieces of the dialogue throughout the season, but we never actually see that episode of Seinfeld. And I don't know if it even recorded a whole episode. It would be nice, but yeah, I was disappointed that there was no actual episode of Seinfeld. It was just background stuff. But it was a good season, okay? I have to say it was a good season. It wasn't the best season. I thought the third season was like the best, I think. In my opinion, okay? That's me. But, yeah. And if you're not familiar with Curb Your Enthusiasm, you gotta watch the show. And I think they're playing it on like TBS or something. I don't know, WGN, whatever. But they're like edited versions. They don't cuss or anything like that. But yeah, if you haven't checked out the show, check out the show, The main theme is Larry David being in all these awkward situations. That's pretty much what the show is all about. So, thank you for watching, people. I check it out if you want. But comment and subscribe. If you want to know, actually there are clips on YouTube too. So if you want to see the clips of the Seinfeld part, it's actually on YouTube. Last I check. So comment, subscribe, whatever. Thank you for watching.